What's going on, beautiful people? It is I, your flying locomotive and faster than a speeding bullet SuperCliff, coming at you live with a brand new video. And for today's majestic and fantastic video, we are continuing with DC's penultimate issue of Dark Crisis on Infinite Worlds, issue number 6. But before we jump into DC's Infinite Worlds and everything that's amazing within the DC universe, if you are new to the channel, then smash that like and subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on anything that happens on this majestic channel. And because we've managed to cross over 1,000 subs, let's raise the bar and go full on Super Saiyan as we try to reach 100 more subs for the end of 2022. So yeah, don't be rude, it's free folks, the price of admission, don't be a nerd, show some class. Hit that subscribe button. Thus, without further ado, let's get multiversal. See what I did there? I'm like Beck, I just make up words now. But yeah, let's get into Dark Crisis issue number 6. Our story begins with a broadcast, a warning from Mr. Terrific. And right now, we see him warning the Green Lantern Corps, who have since been ordered by Hal to stay posted in their position, warning them to prepare for the incoming darkness, because the darkness is coming. And almost like a shower sprinkler, an army of darkness beings begin to pour forth from the Black Lantern, and thus we have ourselves a battle on multiple fronts. And one of those fronts is happening from the center of the multiverse, where everything important happens, Earth Zero. For we continue the epic and insane battle between the DC Universe's heroes, characters like John Kent, Black Adam, and Nightwing, against the forces of darkness, against Deathstroke and his army of supervillains. And speaking of Deathstroke, off to the side we pick up with the one-eyed killer himself, where he's arguing with Pariah, the puppeteer, if you will, of this event. And Slade is basically giving him the talk, like, bro, Pariah, you promised me if I gave you a crisis, you would give me the death of all the legacy heroes, and you would free me from your control. Well, turns out I've done everything that you asked for. But like every supervillain, Pariah is altering the deal. Instead, Slade now has to lead the army of darkness against the forces of DC. And once all the heroes are dead, that is when he will be free. And thus this leads to Deathstroke taking matters into his own hand as he returns to the battlefield. But Mofo is immediately attacked by Beast Boy. For Beast Boy is looking for some payback, and he wants to kick Slade's ass after shooting him in the face. And bada bing bada boom, the rematch between Beast Boy and Deathstroke begins. Picking up at Pariah's base of operations in Multiverse 2, we have the Justice League, trying to find a way back home, which at the moment seems to be impossible given that Pariah was pulled to Earth Zero by the Dark Crisis. The deranged man made sure to let the League know that during their last encounter, Pariah truly killed the Justice League, and to trap their life force in the Paradise Worlds in order to power his machines for the restoration of the new multiverse. And so basically, if the Justice League tries to abandon machines, the infinite Earths will crumble and anything that ever existed will be forever erased permanently. However, Batman theorizes that if Pariah was able to spread his influence to the Earth Zero while still being trapped in Multiverse 2, then there's gotta be a way out. Hal then explains that since he was able to take advantage of Nekron's connection to the Great Darkness by using the Black Lantern's central battery as a portal to Pariah's world, he might be able to take advantage of his connection with the Green Lantern's light in order to use his power ring as a portal to where the Green Lantern Corps is in Multiverse 1, while Barry using his own connection to the multiverse's vibration to help navigate through it. So yeah, straight up Hal is the car and Flash is the GPS. However, despite this being one heck of a solid plan, there is still a big risk in doing so. And if the slightest thing goes wrong, then that's it. There's no more Justice League. But that's when Green Arrow states that although he's the greatest archer in the world, there's always been that possibility of him missing. And yet that's never stopped him before from taking the shot to help people. Helping people for the greater good has always been the Justice League's way since their inception. And basically, the Justice League needs to exist. It can't be replaced and it can't be shelved. There must always be a Justice League. And that's when Black Canary realizes that Oliver is planning to sacrifice himself in order for the Justice League to escape. He's sacrificing himself because during the death of the Justice League battle, Oliver was the only one who was mortally wounded when facing Pariah's Dark Army. And he is only alive because of his connection to the Infinite Earths. And after saying goodbye to their friend, Dinah and Oliver giving each other one last kiss, both the Flash and Green Lantern combine their powers to take the Justice League back to Earth Zero. Picking back up on the battlefield, the Dark Army is tearing through the heroes of the DC Universe. Bad stuff is happening, folks. Folks are getting punched in the face, But just before things become a bit too dire, we see Jace Fox, the cool Batman himself, show up with some Hot Wheels. For we learn that Jace was sitting on the sidelines, even though that was his own decision, but I digress. And now he is here to kick ass and take names. Meanwhile, Pariah manages to neutralize incoming reinforcements by using the power imbued with him by the Great Darkness to disintegrate the new arrival of the heroes to more Paradise worlds in Multiverse 2, thus strengthening his infinite Earths. Meanwhile, Mr. Terrific alerts our heroes that they are running out of time, because if Pariah continues to create more worlds, it will cause the multiverse to be overrun by dark energy. And after Mr. Terrific is able to enlist Black Adam's help to set up the antimatter cannon, he puts forward a theory. For Pariah's connection with the Dark Army must be channeled through his antimatter cannon, and so if he can get it working, he can take control of it and it can use it against Pariah. Now with Chase Fox helping Mr. Terrific with his plan, Pariah sees the antimatter cannon on the battlefield and redirects his Dark Army to stop them, which leads to Jonathan Kent realizing that it's on him to fulfill the role of Superman, and thus like a badass mofo, he steps up, squaring off against the entirety of the Dark Army on his own, while Black Adam takes on the hordes of the incoming possessed villains. And rather than dying cowardly, Black Adam would rather go down swinging. Now while that's happening, Yara Flor uses her lasso of truth to ensnare Pariah whilst trying to make him realize the fact that the voice in his head is not the Great Darkness, but rather the insanity of his own thoughts that have been corrupted by the true darkness. But sadly, Pariah refuses to believe the reality, and he manages to free himself. Meanwhile, Jonathan is holding on the memories of his mother and father as he desperately fights back against the impossible odds. The dude is legit holding back some of the DC's most powerful villains, almost as if he's been doing this for the last 80 years. Now, if Pariah truly believing that the universe will reward him with peace from his curse for returning the infinite Earths, the deranged man tries to disintegrate Yara Flor into another Paradise world. But before he can do so, Mr. Terrific and Jace Fox manage to blast him with the antimatter cannon that turned his power against him, reducing Pariah to ashes and sending him into his own Paradise world, which resembles his home reality that was destroyed in the first crisis on Infinite Earths, as it made the deranged man feel that he finally freed himself from his curse. With Pariah now gone, Mr. Terrific lets the heroes know that the Dark Army's power is decreasing, and now they will have a fighting chance as the beaten and bruised and bloody Jonathan takes a breath of solace, hoping his dad would be proud of what he did. But that's when Doomsday charges towards him, and although Black Adam tries to save the son of Kal-El, he is swarmed by the possessed villains, leaving Jonathan helpless. However, that's where we see the arrival of Superman himself. The Man of Steel blocks Doomsday's blow, and with Jonathan knowing the pain that Doomsday has caused his family during the events of Death of Superman, it's here where the young hero musters up enough strength to hit the beast with a devastating blow alongside his dad to send Doomsday reeling. And with Jonathan reuniting with Clark, he expresses happiness at seeing his father alive, and he remarks about how happy Lois will be to know that her hubby is still alive and breathing. Clark tells his son John to take it easy because he's done enough by keeping everyone safe while they were able to find their way back home. And here, Jonathan inquires about who are they, and that's when Clark lets him know that although it's taken a few detours, they finally found the light. And that's where we see the arrival of the Justice League, along with the Green Lantern Corps. For the Riders of Rohan have showed up, folks, thus turning the tide of war into the heroes' favor. And with Black Canary reuniting with Arsenal, Roy's asking about Oliver's whereabouts. And while that's happening, Mr. Terrific informs the heroes that the multiverse is still in danger. For according to recent communications received from Alan Scott in the Justice Society, the damage caused by Pariah's new Infinite Earths is still there because the dark energy at the edge of the universe is still spreading, and whatever Pariah kickstarted isn't done. To which the Flash agrees, given that a cosmic power like the Great Darkness wouldn't just disappear. You know, this isn't just some droid battleship with a Night King or a Chitauri spaceship. And that's when Garfield lets his friends know that he has failed to stop him, as we see King Deathstroke holding Nightwing and Ravager, his own freaking daughter, by their throats, making it clear to everyone that he doesn't care about the multiverse. But his contract isn't done until Earth Zero and its people are dead, for Deathstroke has a reputation to maintain. And with that, he reveals himself as the new avatar of the corrupted Great Darkness. And that, folks, was the end of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue number 6. And thank you guys for checking out my video, as it truly means the world to me. So yeah, once more, this is another fun issue. It's very much an orgy fest of superheroes going against supervillains. A lot of action to be had, but because the action is written so well and the artwork that's put on display manages to make the story shine brighter, it really does elevate the book, which in turn makes this a fun and engaging read. Obviously, if you're a DC fan, you have a sense of what makes DC. Joshua Williamson is never trying to change the status quo, nor is he putting his own agency into the story. Like, you can just tell that Williamson gives a shit about DC, and it's obvious that he likes the characters. And I think if you were to look at the book's narrative from an analyzing perspective, basically Williamson is saying that, I fucking love these characters. This is what these characters mean to me. Here's what this entire universe means to me. From Crisis to Teen Titans, the Justice League, the Bat Family, etc., etc. Here's why I and many of you love DC. And honestly, when it comes to the character of Dick Grayson's Nightwing, I think it's safe to say that Dick Grayson is the fourth pillar of the DC universe. And I think we're reaching a point where comic book readers can admit that Dick Grayson and his whole status and whatnot, what he represents, the possibility of him going bye-bye, that's going to be a part of us being taken away. We know that he's going to be fine because it's DC, and then, and Dan DiDio's no longer in the picture. So, but I think there's a sense that Dick Grayson resembles us. And I think if he were to die, that would be a huge blow. And so there's definitely that sense of care with these characters. But yeah, overall, this issue was fun. If I had to give it a negative, it's the villain Pariah. He's just so uninteresting. God, he sucks, and I'm glad he's dead. He's so boring and non-emotional, and simply just fuck him. Good riddance. May we never see his kind again. So yeah, as always, I'm your majestic sayer of words, SuperCliff, and if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button, and also the notification bell so that you'll never miss out on an upload, and so that you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics happening in the comic book world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this issue? Are you guys excited for issue number 7, the finale to Dark Crisis? Let me know down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace. Giggity goo.